Top 10 Interior Design Tips. There's more to it than meets the eye when it comes to turning a house into a place that feels like a home. It is not always an easy effort to pull a place together and modify its features to the point where it is useful, stylish, and yet still feels like home. There are a lot of different aspects to think about, such as what kind of paint would look good in the various rooms, what kind of lighting would be appropriate, and where to put the furniture. When a situation like this arises, the assistance and knowledge of an interior designer can be of tremendous use. In this video, we are going to discuss the 10 top tips for interior designing. Number 10. Put your spin on it. Keep in mind that this is your house. According to Vanessa Arbuthnot, who specializes in interior design, there are no rights nor wrongs in interior design, and everyone has the power to design their own home. Link will open in a new window. It's just a matter of getting an eye for it, the man said. Keep in mind that you are the one in charge. It is essential to take into account the most recent trends, but you must always put your unique spin on things to make them stand out. Because you spend the majority of your time at home, the atmosphere there should accurately convey who you are. Number 9. Collect visual ideas to use for creating a mood board. Once you have a strong collection, you will begin to see the look you would like to achieve, Vanessa advises. Once you have a strong collection, you can transform your interiors from worn out to revitalized by gathering inspirational images from magazines, Instagram, opens a new tab, Pinterest, and other sources. Making a mood board is an excellent method to put your creative skills to use and bring to light any dormant design ideas or concepts that you may have inadvertently seen. Vanessa then continues by elaborating on how she achieves this. Go to an art supply or stationery store in your area and purchase a large foam board and some pins. Then, compile images, samples of the fabrics, wallpapers, furniture, and flooring that you might wish to utilize in your space. This way, you will be able to visualize how all of them would fit within the space of the room. The importance of adding textures to a space cannot be overstated. Some examples are velvet, wool, and tweed as options for floors, rugs, and fabrics. The mood board should be hung up in the room, and you should spend some time with it. Number 8. Take into consideration the colors and fabrics. Begin to narrow in on the colors you want to employ for the painted walls or wallpaper, furniture, blinds, and curtains, it suggests. The third color might be used as an accent for things like bed blankets, throw pillows, lamp shades, and even decorations like a tablecloth or even a picture. Utilize all of these colors throughout the space, as suggested by Vanessa's insightful recommendation, which is that 3 colors are always superior to 2. Number 7. Before investing in paint and paper, give it a shot first. The warning is given by Vanessa. Remember that colors might change depending on the lighting, so make sure to get sample pots and paint. In the same room, paint test patches of at least A2 size on the wall with the lightest shade and the wall with the darkest shade to determine how the natural light influences the shade. Because white paint reacts differently depending on the lighting, this method is particularly useful for selecting the optimum white paint. The same principle applies to wallpaper. Tape wallpaper samples to the walls, and drape large returnable samples over existing furniture, or pin them to existing curtains and blinds. Take a step back and tell me what you think, she exclaims with enthusiasm. Number 6. Put a new spin on an old idea. It is simpler if you start with a fresh canvas, but in most cases, we have to deal with the sofas, rugs, and other furnishings that are already in the space. Examine the rug in great detail to see whether or not you can make use of the colors that it has. To breathe fresh life into your well-loved but aging sofa, have you considered having it reupholstered? Decide whether you are someone who prefers patterns or plains, traditional or modern, and then look at a color wheel or nature itself to determine which colors work well with which others. For instance, pinks and reds with greens, orange with duck egg, yellows with gray and blues, and so on. Number 5. Measure the pieces of furniture. Decide on the pieces of furniture that you want in your space. Consider the proportions. Vanessa recommends selecting a large sofa and footstool for a spacious living room. Even in a bedroom with a limited amount of space, the majority of interior designers agree that there should be at least one huge statement piece, such as a headboard. An appealing living area can be created by striking a balance between large and little elements. Number 4. Take your time and carefully evaluate the appearance. Begin to amass items as you come across them. In this way, you will be able to acquire the things that have captured your heart. In a sage piece of advice, Vanessa advises, rather than settling for what is accessible, in particular places or online at the moment you need something, try not to settle for what is available. You can spend some time analyzing the style and colors of your room based on the accessories. Your expertise in interior design will increase in proportion to the amount of time you spend adding things to your home, since you will gain an understanding of what combinations of elements are most successful. Number 3. Order returnable samples. As soon as you have selected the best options available to you and have a solid concept of what it is that you want, Vanessa recommends placing an order for some reusable samples. These are half meters of fabric, and the ideal way to use them is to drape them over the backs of chairs and pin them to the blinds and curtains that are already in the room. After a few days, the test will determine whether or not you are still satisfied with them. This is an excellent method for contrasting the appearance of the fabric with the different paint colors. Number 2. Have courage in your choice of paint concepts. The days of adhering strictly to paint guidelines are long gone. Today, the most important thing in interior design is to adopt the paint idea that is most effective for you. There is no longer a requirement that door frames, skirting boards, or ceilings be painted in a blinding white color. In fact, several of the industry's most prominent interior designers advocate against doing so. She describes how painting the skirting the same color as the walls can assist to make the room feel larger by painting the skirting the same color as the walls. Kelly Hoppin's advice for painting skirting boards is a game changer. Number 1. A signature scent should be diffused across the space. It is incredible how much of a difference a unique aroma can make in the ambience of your house, so take a cue from hotel design and introduce one. Luxury hotels sometimes choose a characteristic aroma to be present throughout the property, which therefore comes to be connected with that location. You can emulate this practice by selecting your distinctive odor for your home to engage the scenes. Because there is no place quite like home, you should train all of your senses to recognize the familiar atmosphere the moment you walk through the front door. Make your home smell amazing by diffusing essential oils, lighting scented candles, or using scented candle diffusers. When working on your next decorating job, make sure to put this advice to good use. This is the end of our today's video. Do you like it? Post your feedback in our comments section below. And subscribe to our YouTube channel for future updates.